Azimio la Umoja-One Kenya coalition presidential candidate in the August 9th General Election, Raila Odinga, is accusing Western powers of interfering with the country's recently concluded succession contest. Raila saying the foreign powers were party to a plot to sabotage democracy and asking Africans and their leadership to reject them. He spoke during a book launch by ODM Party Executive Director Oduor Ong'wen, as Seth Olale reports.
What did they mention to you as the reasons?
It is the first public criticism of foreign powers over their role in the August 9th, 2022 presidential election outcome. Azimio la Umoja-One Kenya coalition party leader Raila Odinga alleges a conspiracy to influence the outcome of the polls by what he termed as a group of right-wing politicians in Africa and foreign powers. Speaking on Thursday evening during the launch of a book authored by ODM Executive Director Oduor Ong'wen, the former Prime Minister blamed foreign powers and multinationals with vested interests in the country for playing a part in his presidential election loss.
The right-wing coup d'etat, electoral coup d'etat that took place on the 15th of August. You saw the chairman of the Electoral Commission running to go and announce the results. And the bigger part of the commission is saying, no, these are not the results. The international community cannot condemn that kind of action. Why? Because they knew what was happening. It can only happen in Africa. It cannot happen in Europe. It cannot happen in the United States. It is only here is where the chairman of the Electoral Commission goes alone with the chairman of 7 commissioners. But he goes alone there to announce the results, and then they say he's the hero of the day.
Raila saying his electoral defeat was part of a wider plot, one that Kenyans should be worried about.
The right wing that has always been in collision with the international monopoly capital is always there. We know that.
Odinga's allegations, backed by his ODM party executive director, who alluded to the existence of a preferred candidate.
And that is what has happened in this country over and over and over again after independence and even after we restored multipartyism. Our recent elections were not stolen by Ruto and Gachagua.
The Azimio la Umoja-One Kenya coalition leader making a rallying call to Kenyans and Africans at large to unite against foreign monopoly in the continent's political and socio-economic affairs.
So you have a job to do. What options do you have? One of them is not surrender. Surrender is not in our vocabulary. African democratization project must move on. There will be setbacks here and there. You've seen in other countries the military coups returning. The generals are coming back. They come back and they're being greeted with flowers by the population. What is it that has gone wrong? We know what has gone wrong in some of our African countries. But that does not mean that we surrender.
Foreign powers that sent observer missions to the August 9th general election, including the United States of America and the European Union, stated before and after the polls that they did not support nor have preferred candidates or parties in the elections. ODM Party Executive Director Oduor Ong'wen's book, titled Stronger Than Faith, is a narration of his personal journey during the fight for multipartyism during the late former President Daniel Moi's era. Seth Olale, Citizen TV, Nairobi.